And we're back with the Classic Auto Mall Show from the Classic Auto Mall studio in good old Morgantown, Pennsylvania. Joining us via Zoom, our friend Keith Martin, publisher of Sports Car Market Magazine. Hello, sir. How are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. I like the little Lotus picture. That must be Bradley behind you with the yellow Lotus on the...
Yeah, and its license plate reads Elise.
I like it. I like it a lot. You don't have that.
I will always maintain that the Elise S2 is the greatest pure sports car ever built.
It's like a go-kart with, but bigger.
Well, and with 4 airbags and working AC, the Toyota engine. When I did my 10,000-mile service, it was $84, I think.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that doesn't happen very often in these rarefied air cars that we seem to put ourselves into.
10,000 miles on that car. I mean, I just love it. It's because it's so analog.
Right. And that's in a good way, right? People think that everything's got to be computer this and computer that, and analog is a good thing. We were just talking about power steering, how you like it at low speeds because it's hard to muscle around, but at high speeds, it's nice to have that manual steering feel of a car. It just has a better feel for it. So your latest blog is, would you spend $2,000 for a top? I'm not thinking that the kid top where you pull the string and then it goes the thing. This must be an automotive top for a possibly.
It's for a 91 Alfa Spyder.
Ah, the S4 Spyder, yes.
Right. I've had the top's been on the car for 36 years. Car's always been inside. My son, his Volvo wagon needed work, which we'll talk about at another time.
Yeah.
So he took the Alfa home to Eugene and parked it out in their outdoor garage.
Right.
And it was 30 degrees out.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So the next day when he put the top up, the rear window split.
Oh, man.
The car had never, ever been outside overnight before.
Right.
And what's his fault? I mean, it's a 36-year-old plastic window.
Right.
So I started doing some research, and it's about $2,000. It's because you have to get the top from Robbins.
Right.
And then several people said, well, just replace the rear window. So I started doing some research, and everybody told me that was a stupid idea because I've got 36-year-old canvas that I put there, and which looks good.
Yeah.
But it also, the amount of labor involved to cut out the rear window properly and then re-stitch in a new one gets you pretty close to the notion of buying a whole new top and having the whole thing installed.
Sure.
So my thought was, it's given me 36 years of pleasure. Why not be nice back to the car?
Yeah, spend a little, get it a new top.
Yeah, the car, it's an automatic, so its value is somewhere between $12,000 and zero.
Depending on who you ask, right?
Exactly. Depending on whether I'm coming to you to buy or sell.
Or selling, yeah. It's a whole, we just talked about that too. It's funny how this all comes full circle, doesn't it?
I know. But I'm going to go ahead and have it done. And just, I did look into having a zip out rear window put in it because when I had a 63 Alpha, I had a new top put on and I had a zip out rear window and it changed the car. Because in hot weather, you can just put the window down.
Yeah, and have that. But even in cool weather, when you're getting the windows fogged up and stuff, sometimes having that little bit of airflow through there helps as well, too.
But what the shop told me was that Robbins who makes the tops, doesn't make a zip-out rear window for the Duetto configuration. They do for the earlier Giulia and Giulietta because the structure of the top and the top bows is different.
Right. Well, of course it is, because that's just, they had to do it different, right? It's
of course they did.
It's so funny, some of the things that should have been more universal that they made over the years. It's funny how that's all changed and everything is so specific to this particular model. And you hate that because it just makes the price of repair so much more expensive because they can't stock 100,000 different parts of the same type of top.
Well, I restored a 62 Chevy 2 Nova wagon. And they
that sounds so far from you, I can't even fathom.
I missed that car and wish I had it back.
Really?
It was a 283 3-speed car. We put a 4-speed in it, bucket seats, Nova, the dash with the tack.
Yeah.
I mean, it just. I made the mistake with that car. I thought I'll just make it really correct, and I'll take it to barret-jackson. I'll make a killing.
Let's see how this story ends. You take it to barret-jackson.
I had the only Nova wagon that wasn't raised 13 feet in the air with 12 subwoofers on the roof.
Right. So, arguably, to argue to say that you didn't do well with that car.
Well, Ken Lingenfelter bought it, and he told me
that's cool.
that he was asleep in the front row, and this kind of okay-looking Nova came across, but it wasn't raised up.
Right.
Yeah. But it was like it sold for 28,000. He said 28. I'll buy that.
Yeah, he said that's 1 hour of business for him, right?
Yeah. So about 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to buy it back, and he said, "I don't know who got that car for me, but I think they raised it all up."
Of course they did, right?
But well, those shoebox Chevys were so pretty.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how a car, I always say it about we've talked about this, the Datsun 510 is the same thing. It's a pretty car in a boxy configuration. And it's hard to describe that to some people don't quite understand it, and they are dead to me. So
I agree.
So you had a little jaunt in the DS21 Citroen last week, right?
Well, the story with that was that I was driving with my son on the freeway at dusk, and the car just stopped.
Oh my
God! Just stopped. And then cars, I pull off to the shoulder. Cars are going by at 80 miles an hour.
It's the worst feeling ever.
The Citroen emergency light is like a 3-watt light bulb.
Yeah. Outer space will not see it.
No, and I have to confess, I was pretty stressed out.
I would imagine.
It's dark. It's the freeway. It's my kid. It's my car. A towing company did come get it right away, which was really good. But I had been, while the car was running, I had been bidding on this Alfa S4.
Right. Right. So
I didn't want to miss the car because it was a 14,000-mile car.
So you're on the phone and...
Yeah, while the car's being winched onto the back of the flatbed, I'm bidding on the Alfa.
You know, you have to sell that Citroen because it will be mad at you forever for, not caring about it so little that you're buying another car.
I don't think the Citroen would be mad. I think it would just be French.
Well, that's probably true. So, but how do you get a tow truck at dusk on a dark night? Do you call AAA? Who do you call?
I don't know whether it was AAA or Haggerty because they kind of overlap.
Right.
And luckily I got some. There was Hood River was nearby, and unbelievably, within 15 minutes there was a flatbed there.
Wow, that's
the weird thing feeling. Was there's like a 50-page manual on how to put a Citroen that has no park selector onto a flatbed truck because you can't put it in park. I don't even know what you put it in.
Right, you put it in. I don't. What? Yeah.
Yeah,
oh
and so the driver and I decided that we didn't know what we were doing, either one of us, so we'd just winch it up and tie it down.
Drag it up there, and whatever happens.
Yeah, but it was, that was a particularly great car, but I fell out of love with it at that moment because I don't like to be let down like that.
Yeah, and even though somebody showed up within 15 minutes, there's nothing more unnerving than being in an unfamiliar area. It's dark. You have no way to get away from any wrongdoing, right. and you're just out there, and that's
and really it was the traffic difference. And all it takes is one guy not paying too much attention. And you've got a mess.
I was looking at my wife's Mercedes SUV, and I was opening up the back compartment to get something out, and I realized I have no idea how this whole spare and pump and tank work, and do you do this? And then I got to thinking about my son had a flat tire one time on the side of the highway, and he had a minivan, and there was some kind of, you had to get out like a ratchet and lower it down, and the wheel was underneath the rear floor. It's like
you use your head as a brace. You put it right between the tire and the ground.
Yeah,
or a shock. Maybe a shock.
Maybe, yeah. I think shock would be a better use for my head.
I have a philosophical question to ask our listeners.
Yes.
Well, we're going to do a tour in 2028.
Right. Nobody knows though.
It's our 40th anniversary. I'm not telling anybody about it. Right. So anybody who's listening, just shut up and don't say. But I'm looking. It'll be my our 40th anniversary tour. I'm looking at the years of the cars that I want, and we used to be 74. I think I want to go all the way through 98 cars that are 3 years old.
Absolutely. I think you're exactly right. And I think as long as you're selective of what the cars are, and you're going to be selective on what you allow in and what you don't allow in. And it'll have to be, based on our agreeability that, it's the right car for the event. But I think there's nothing wrong with that. And listen, you want to encourage more people to do things like this and not discourage. And by doing that, a lot of guys don't have the wherewithal to fix a car on the side of the road when they're on one of these tours. And I know there's helpers and people that can help and do all that. Some people like the ability to get in and know that the car is going to start, know that the car is going to ride pretty comfortably. And that's okay. We're not looking down our nose at people like that, right?
I understand. It's really, the C4S that I just bought, that 911.
Right.
It's a 2005. It's a 20-year-old car already.
It's hard to believe that. People think when they look at a car like that, we say this all the time, it looks like a brand new car, but it's 20-something years old.
Because the new ones look the same.
Everything looks the same, right?
Yeah. So you think that it's not going to be too big to let too new a car in is not a problem?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think like I said, you got to pick the right car. I mean, you got to pick something. You can't just be something that's so mundane that you go, what would this possibly be doing, and why would they want to put this in? You don't want to put in a Cavalier station wagon. Not that I'm against Cavalier station wagons or something like that, but I'm just saying, if it was something that had some significance in the automotive world, I think that we too often in this hobby business look down at people that are driving newer cars than 78 or 74 or whatever the number is, and that's silly.
Well, 30 years is old enough.
That's old enough. That's an old car.
And 30 years used to be an old car. It's not anymore.
Right. Yeah, because they'll go 200,000 miles and
So I'll keep you posted on that, but like I said, it's a big secret right now.
All right. Well, and please let us know so we can let our watchers and listeners know when they can sign up for it, because I know there's a lot of them out there that would like to be a part of this. And
I'll tell you the secret as to how we're going to keep it affordable.
Right.
Now you keep this a secret too, all right?
Okay. Mum's the word.
The reason that a lot of these big tours have gotten up into the $15,000 and $18,000 a car range is they treat it like a cruise ship, all inclusive.
Right.
They book your room, they take all the food. The Porsche Club here has a role model that I'm going to follow. You pay an entry fee of $2,000 or $3,000.
Right.
You book your own room. We reserve blocks of rooms at hotels. They get a discount rate. You take care of your room.
Sure.
On the meals, we'll be in cities where we'll provide a couple of meals, but a banquet meal is like $200 at a hotel, and it's crappy.
Yeah, it's awful. It's a dry chicken and dry roast beef.
Right.
So I like that idea.
I say what you do then is you go to Open Table and you tell the guys, look, Tuesday and Thursday nights, you're on your own. These are 4 restaurants we recommend. Yep. Go eat.
Yeah. Because
have a nice opening and nice closing. But I think you can get the cost down to like 1/3 of what the California Milan, because the all-inclusive thing, when we book all your rooms, we take care of your luggage. It's really expensive. Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things that just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you always want to stay in the, 4-star resort. Sometimes just a Hampton Inn is okay. It's nothing wrong with that.
I see more and more tours now where they say, 5-star hotel every night.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you're going to eat.
Wouldn't you rather have great back roads?
Absolutely.
Than a 5-star hotel?
Yeah, and I'd like to be able to park right at the door of my hotel too. I'd like to be able to be right there, especially if I've got a high dollar car with me that I'm running around. I don't want to.
You have a high dollar car? When did that happen?
No, I don't. if I were to have a high dollar car. Anyway, good to have you back, Keith, and we'll see you again next week.
Keep all these secrets now. Keep all these secrets.
Mum's the word, pal.
All right, thank you.
And we'll be back next week with the Classic Auto Mall Show from the Classic Auto Mall Studio, Morgantown, Pennsylvania. We'll see you then.
Here's a special offer from Sports Car Market Magazine. Get a 6-month subscription for just $19.95 by going to sportscarmarket.com/test drive and the number 6. That's sportscarmarket.com/test drive 6. If you're a buyer, a seller, or just general classic car enthusiast, publisher Keith Martin says,
we've been around almost 40 years. It's the Wall Street Journal of the collector car world.
Activate your 6-month trial of Sports Car Market Magazine by going to sportscarmarket.com/test drive 6. Offers for a limited time. Be in the know with Sports Car Market.
The Classic Auto Mall Show with their host, Stuart Howden. Available on classicautomall.com, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.